This is Lane & Associates Friday Night Rivals, presented by NC Assist Loan.
After rain affected just about every game in the state last weekend, we've got beautiful weather here in Raleigh as we get ready for tonight's Friday Night Rivals game between Sanderson and South Granville. Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kyle Straub, joined by Jay Sautenholder, as well as Aaron Summers, who we'll bring in a moment. But Jay, both of these teams are 0-1 on the season. You don't want to start off 0-2. What do they need to do to make sure that doesn't happen?
Well, I think both teams are going to be excited coming into this game because they know the biggest improvements you make is from week 1 to week 2. Coming off of last week's defeats on both sides, they realize what mistakes they made to come out and improve here tonight. And I think especially for South Granville coming here on the road, they're going to have a big effort from their defense. Sanderson, they want to be aggressive at home, get some big plays in the special teams area. But for South Granville, the defensive side, Henry Daniel, the defensive end, had 2.5 sacks last week. He was a force on that side of the ball. They need him to have that same effort tonight to get after the quarterback and really provide a force with his pass rush. For Sanderson, we talked about special teams plays. Francis Kilgore was outstanding. He had an 85-yard kickoff return last week. He was that big spark for them against Garner, and he's going to have a big day in the special teams area, but also on the offense from his wide receiver position.
A couple of big players for each team. Let's check in with Aaron Summers for the keys to tonight's game.
Thanks, Kyle. South Granville and Sanderson are both extremely young this season. However, both coaches are really pleased with the way that their players want to get better every single day. South Granville's focus this week has been cleaning up the little things, defensively, hitting their blocks and making the right reads. Last week, they allowed 351 yards on the ground. This week, they have to stop the run and make sure that they win the battle in special teams. Rain impacted everyone in the triangle last week, and it caused a lot of turnovers for this Spartan squad. So Sanderson's focus is on ball security and making sure they win that turnover battle. They lost a lot of offensive playmakers after last season, and they're still searching for that offensive player to step up. Could it be our star to watch running back Francis Kilgore? You'll have to stay tuned to find out. The kickoff between Sanderson and South Granville is coming up next.
Back here at Sanderson High School as South Granville, the visitors, and the Spartans get ready for kickoff. Kyle Straub, Jay Sunholter with you. Thank you to the United States Marine Corps for today's coin toss. The few, the proud, the Marines. Contact your local recruiter today. Nicholas Glidden, the official coin flipper for today's game. Jay, how much did you like the coin flip as far as being on offense or being on defense first?
Well, I liked it because I knew the game was about to start and practice was over for the week and it was game time. But right now, both these teams, they've got butterflies. They're coming out here trying to get their first win of the season.
It's time for the Lane & Associates Family Dentistry Kickoff. We love to make you smile. Both these teams looking for their first win of the season after a sloppy opening weekend that actually even pushed one of them, South Granville, to a Monday start. That's got to be a little bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah, and both teams, you have a set schedule you expect every single week. When weather plays a factor into that, it changed up the practice schedule, especially for South Granville, and the rest and recovery from practicing only a couple days this week, playing on Monday night. That could be a factor here tonight.
Sanderson will receive the ball to begin tonight's game. That means South Granville will kick it off. They're in the white uniforms with the light blue lettering. Blue uniforms trimmed in red with the red helmets for the home team, Sanderson, as we are underway here in Raleigh. Kickoff to about the 12-yard line. A little bit of a hesitation into a crowd. Not bad starting field position, about the 34 for Sanderson.
Return down to about the 34-yard line. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down, Spartans.
Francis Kilgore, talked about him in the open with the kick return for the Spartans. You'll see him out there on offense. Looks like they're going to spread him out wide. Christian Tant, starting quarterback.
Number 15, Christian.
It's his first year under center for Sanderson. First play is going to be a run, and in the backfield, a couple of players for South Granville as they're able to stuff that one for a loss. Take a look at the starting lineups. Here is the NC Assist Loan starting lineup. First, we look at the offense for Sanderson. I mentioned Tant. What is the key? Who are you really looking for offensively besides Kilgore?
Yeah, I think the biggest key is that offensive line. They've got a big size advantage in this game. They need to rely on the offensive line to clear the path and get the ground game going.
2nd and 11, looking for the short pass. That one is going to be completed over the middle to Walker Norris. It'll be the first positive play, and it'll give them 3rd and manageable here.
That was a good job by Tant. A high completion percentage pass there, finding the tight end on the out route. A manageable situation here on 3rd down.
Looks like it's about 3rd and a long 6 with where the ball was spotted. Good hard count, got a couple of players to jump on the defense. I didn't see any offensive linemen moving there.
Encroachment on the defense.
Because it was 3rd and 6, not going to give them a first down, but let's take a look at tonight's NC Assist Loan starting lineup for the South Granville defense. You talk about the offense for Sanderson, the battle up top in the middle there.
Yeah.
Defensive ends.
Yeah, Henry Daniel, Kyle, and also Garrett, those two guys, quickness off the edge.
3rd and 1, they go for the run. Nice fake as that one was swept around the outside. You could see the congestion in the middle. Tant gonna get the first down for his team. Play good for a Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Be bold, be confident, live fearless.
And that was just an excellent job on the zone read, really holding the ball and then pulling it out of the last second. And I'll tell you, quarterbacks practice their throwing all the time, but practicing handing the ball off, practicing taking it too is so important. That's why you do in practice, to kind of be a decoy to hide it, and it worked here in the game situation.
2 backs in the backfield for the Spartans. Handoff near side and some room getting towards the end. And that one's going to stay inbounds as the tackle made on Kilgore. It's going to get Sanderson about 5.
Kilgore was so fast there, and it faked out the South Granville defense. Myers, the running back, was running to the left. He didn't have anybody to block. Kilgore just decided to go ahead, take it, hit the hole, and got a nice run there on first down.
Same setup for the Spartans. Split backs this time, handoff right up the middle. That was a read and a good job by the defensive line to stuff that one right there at the line of scrimmage. He may have gotten a half a yard.
Sanderson, they had some injuries. They're banged up on their offensive line going into last week in preseason camp. Now they're healthy, and it's going to be a big boost for them. Aaron, what are you seeing down on the sideline with the offensive line, how they're playing so far?
Is tipped at the line, falls incomplete.
Great play there on 3rd down by the DN. Henry Daniel nearly able to snatch it out of the air. Instead just knocks the pass down. And it'll be 4th and about 4 or 5 yards here for Sanderson.
And Daniel, 2.5 sacks last week, but also creating havoc. If you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up there. Now forcing a 4th down situation. The offensive line is going to have to hold up and look out for number 34.
Spartans looking to pass, going deep down the near sideline, receiver open, and that one just overthrown a little bit as they were looking down the near sideline for Levi Matthews. Instead, it'll be a turnover on downs as South Granville will get a crack at the offense for the first time.
And I like Sanderson taking a shot there, being aggressive on 4th down and not early on this game. That mindset, that tempo to go for it, not punting the ball there. Now South Granville, though, they're going to have a good opportunity, a pretty good field position to start their first drive.
Last week, it was Kawan Bobbitt, the freshman, who got the start under center. Got banged up, had to come out of the game. Looks like he is out there again, or is that Nick White? That is actually Nick White, the senior, who came in getting the start today. Handoff up the middle. That one's going to get a couple for South Granville. Malachi Flowers up the middle for 2.
Gain of a couple on the play, 2nd down and 8.
Nick White, the senior. Under center, Drew Daniel, really the anchor for this offensive line for South Granville, as they hand it off again to Flowers up the middle. Not much doing. He does get some positive yards to make it 3rd and manageable.
And for South Granville, when they get to 3rd down situations, it's going to be important for them to be manageable, because this isn't a throwing team that wants to throw. They want to predominantly run the ball. So here on 3rd down, they're going to have to rely on their offensive line, the misalignment, the fakes to pick up this 1st down.
Here's tonight NC Assist Lone starting lineup for South Granville. A couple of running backs in there, as you just heard Jay mention, a run-heavy team. See how they handle their first 3rd and long. 3rd and 5 for them. There's an end around near side, some good blocking out in front. This is going to be a 1st down. Ran out of bounds near sideline, Micah Wilkerson.
Number 33, Micah Wilkerson. On the
Play is good for another Blue Cross and Blue Shield 1st down. Be bold, be confident, live fearless.
Well, this is a heck of a job by the offensive line. A sweep to the right, getting out, being very athletic to the edge, clearing the path to create the 1st down on that alley. Good job. Man on man, hat on a hat, getting their block set.
When you're going to be a run-heavy team, you've got to have a deep stable of backs, and that is something that South Granville definitely has. Just one back. They hand this one up. It's an option, actually. Nice fake, but that one is blown up in the backfield.
White on the carry for the Vikings. Stopped in the
Looked like a couple of Spartans got into the backfield.
This was a heck of a job by that defense, really containing White.
Here's tonight's NC Assist Lone starting lineup for the Sanderson defense. Thomas, Turner, Todd, all of them in the backfield to blow that play up and make it 2nd and 12 here for South Granville. The offense for the Vikings really struggled last weekend, did not get on the board at all. When you have a game like that, you just flush it, or you got to take something and learn from it. Here's a nice run from White, able to break a couple of tackles, dragging defenders as he is out of bounds down inside the 20.
That was a good job by White. We'll see him here. He really read the defense, could have pitched it there, but saw he had an opening. And then he was assertive, aggressive, and then you can see the toughness here, carrying 3 Spartans out of bounds. That's the tempo, the mindset as you want in a quarterback, is a physical player finishing off runs.
That gets the Vikings inside the Wake County 86 at green zone. Help keep Wake County litter free, and 86 your trash. Ball spotted right at the 15, so 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
3 wide receiver set, first time we've seen that so far.
This time it's a handoff right up the middle. Looked like it was Wilkerson who got that one. Got himself about 5.
You know, Kyle, I don't think we're going to see a pass here, but at some point, you run, lull the defense to sleep, and then you throw the ball over the top. You know, I'd expect the coaching staff for South Granville to really look at the secondary, see if their eyes are peeking in the backfield, and then take a shot. But especially here at near the goal line, I think we're going to see predominant run to try to get the ball in the end zone.
Wilkerson, the only back, hand in the ground. Ball's loose, and it looks like it's going to be picked up by the home team. The Spartans force the turnover, and jumping on that one, the safety McNeil.
Let's hear outstanding job with the strip going in there. Parker House got his club in there, and then McNeil on the spot. What a huge turnover, and defensive coaches say, hey, keep bending, but don't break. There they got a turnover. And a good job by that defense staying strong and getting the ball back to the O.
talking with a couple of the Sanderson coaches beforehand, and you always have to ask, who's your best player, offense, defense? And number 7 was pointed out to us. Was Johnny on the spot there? Didn't cause the fumble, but found it and picked it up for his team. See what the Spartans can do here with their second possession. Run up the middle.
And you know, with McNeil, the coaches talked about the talent he has, and obviously he's been productive. We see it here. But just sometimes you can tell guys that look a little bit different. He's only a junior, and you can just tell the athleticism, the size, the muscle tone, and the ability to put on more weight. He's got a bright future.
That was Khalil Lynn with the 8-yard rush on first down. 2nd and 2 here for the Spartans. Under center, another handoff to the running back, getting to the near side, and is going to be run out of bounds. But again, Lynn with the run, and he's going to be able to pick himself up a first down. That play good for another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Be bold, be confident, and live fearless.
Now, this was a heck of a job by Jaquan Adams, the left tackle, with the seal block down, just washing South Granville in towards the middle. And they've got to do a better job, the Vikings do, of keeping contained outside runs or hurting them right now early on.
Something we didn't really get into in the open, but you've got a 4A school in the Spartans versus a 2A school. That one's blown up in the backfield. It doesn't sound like much, it's just 2 classes, but when you're talking about getting to the outside, that speed element is really where it shows the difference in the teams.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing you'll see is maybe the size, the speed, and also the depth. But I'll tell you, the Vikings fly around to the football and use their quickness. That's where their advantage is, their quickness, and you see it there. Filling the hole, running in packs, swarming, and beating the blocks. That's where their advantage is, and if they do that, they're going to have a lot of success tonight.
Jaden Crabtree, the middle linebacker, in on that stop. Makes it 2nd and 11. Nice one-handed grab. Climbing the ladder there.
His pass is complete.
Kilgore here. We highlighted him in the open for a special teams play, and the coaching staff talked about his importance this year, really stepping up as a junior. You see him there, one-handed catch, going up and really helping out Tam. That thing looked like it could have been tipped or gone over the shore, possible interception. Instead, Kilgore with the beautiful catch, the hand-eye coordination to watch it in, and a big pickup.
That takes the 2nd and long and makes it 3rd and 3, a manageable one here for Sanderson. Got themselves a couple first downs on their opening drive before having a turnover on downs. They'll hand it off up the middle into a crowd. Secondary push may have been enough to get a first down. They may bring the chains out and take a look at this one. See where the spot is.
Myers holding his arm right there, the young freshman, a lot of talent. Anytime you make the team as a freshman, you're getting playing time. It just shows you what the coaches think about your future.
They'll give him the 3 yards and maybe the nose, and that is good enough for another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Be bold, be confident, and live fearless.
Kyle, I'll tell you what, the furthest defender for South Granville was at the 5-yard line from the line of scrimmage.
Nice cutback into the secondary, and nobody is going to catch him. Touchdown, Spartans. Khalil Lynn with the big-time run.
Lynn, great run here. It's probably going to come back with the hold. But I'll tell you what, the safeties, we'll see it's coming back. But I mentioned it really briefly there. The furthest defender back was 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. The safeties flew all the way up when the ball was snapped. Once you get through that initial wave, we'll see. I didn't really see it there, but once he got through that initial wave, he took it off to the end zone. But the Vikings, they got to have somebody back to kind of be a safety valve back there.
Looks like the referee saying 75. That would be the center. John Matato called for the hold.
Poor Lynn, he sprinted there and has to come. Usually when you sprint like that, you get to go to the sideline.
Yeah, you feel like you got punished in practice.
Yeah.
Big penalty, though, makes it 1st and 20 as it backs it all the way up to the Spartans' own 30-yard line. And they're going to call a timeout, have a chat about this one. 3:15 left in the first quarter. Friday night rivals as we step aside. Kyle Straub, Jay Sunhalter, Aaron Summers with you here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Still the first quarter and scoreless between Sanderson and South Granville. A beautiful night though. So much rain in the area last weekend. Sanderson had to play their game Saturday. South Granville waited until Monday. That was not a worry at all today. I haven't seen a cloud in the sky.
It's been great, and just thinking about past Labor Day weekends or anytime you're in August, September timeframe, I mean, there's been some miserably hot temperatures out there, and this is perfect, especially for this time of the year.
As the sun goes down, temperatures getting into the 70s. Roll out, nowhere to go, and this play blown up in the backfield. 4 or 5 different defenders for South Granville got back there. It was Jaden Crabtree who was able to get the sack.
This is the quickness of the Vikings. Look, there's 2, 3 guys all flowing to the football. And I'll tell you, other than missed assignment and a couple missed plays, they've really been beating their blocks with good technique, and everybody's flowing over. And Sanderson's had some troubles with some big losses.
It was the DN Chris Garrett who got in the backfield first, flushed the quarterback out, makes it second, and a long way to go. Rollout pass far side. It's going to be out of bounds off the mark. Got an update on an injury. Let's head back down to the sidelines with Aaron Summers.
Freshman running back Zion Myers came off the field a few plays ago for the Sanderson Spartans, but he did re-enter the game on that last drive. He came out with an apparent left arm injury. He was holding his arm. He was worried about the shoulder area. He came over and talked to the athletic trainers. They went through a bunch of mobility exercises with him, and then they cleared him to come back into the game, but he did just now run back off.
Thanks, Aaron. Something we'll definitely keep an eye on is Sanderson only lists their depth chart at running back 3 deep. You lose one, and all of a sudden that get very thin. 3rd and a mile. They're going to just run this one, trying to get around the corner on the far side. Good chunk gained as a flag is thrown. Nowhere near the first down. We'll see what this flag will be in the backfield.
That area, it's usually a hold or a chop block. It's definitely going to be against Sanderson.
Yeah, you can see them talking to the Vikings sideline.
It'll be a holding call against the same.
No surprise there that South Granville declines it. There was such a long way to go for the first down that even though there was a good chunk picked up there by McNeil, still doesn't get you close enough to try and go for it, so it will be the first punt of the game.
I'll tell you, Vikings last week giving up 33 points to Nightdale so far in this first quarter. Pretty stingy, doing a good job, and Sanderson's had some problems.
And you got to feel like when you go out in week 1 and get slapped in the mouth like that, you're going to come back with a little extra fire the next game.
Oh, for sure. And usually when you lose like that, practice is miserable. The coaches are on you, so they light a fire underneath you. So it's good to see them respond here tonight so far.
Short line drive punt. Picked up by Wilkerson. Not much room to go on the far side. Looks like South Granville will start just before their own 40-yard line. Good first drive for the Vikings. Got them down inside the 20, but a fumble brought a quick halt to that drive and gave it back to Sanderson. See if Granville South Granville can keep that offensive momentum going here.
Well, it's interesting on that first drive, Sanderson's cornerbacks are playing off, kind of trying to keep everything in front of them. We'll see if they start crowding the line of scrimmage and really daring the Vikings to throw the ball.
Option play near side, flip to Wilkerson. He's got a little bit of room, breaks one tackle, and he's going to get himself a first down. Be a gain of about 14, and that play good for another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Be bold, be confident, live fearless.
Great execution. The fake, the pitch. 15, Christian Perez with the block downfield. You have to have unselfish play. These wide receivers are blocking their teammates.
Wilkerson almost lost that one on the way down, able to double clutch and keep possession of it. Into Sanderson territory for the second time in the game. Handoff up the middle this time. That one is for Flowers. He's going to be near a first down.
Number 7, Malachi Flowers on the run.
Looks like they're going to give him 9, so just short of the first down. It'll be 2nd and 1 for the Vikings.
And the Vikings 198 yards rushing last week on the ground, and that's where they're going to get the predominant amount of their offense is on the ground. Here, see a 2nd and short situation. One wide receiver set. I expect them to run this ball right up the middle, try to pick up the first.
Run is going to be stuffed, but he may have gotten enough for the first down, and there's a flag for a little bit of excessive roughness after the play.
Number 38, Jaden Crabtree, stopped in the backfield.
Crabtree with the handoff. Spot looks like he had enough, but we'll see what the penalty is.
Personal foul penalty.
And penalties, especially early on in the season, they're always a factor, something both coaches worry about. Now this is after the play. We'll see here. Whistle's blown, and then here's the stone cold stunner there with the body slam.
It's a great job by Will Thomas, the D tackle, to stop that run. Just got to know when to turn the engine off.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing as a player, you want to play through the whistle, but you just have to kind of know once it starts blowing right there and you're in the backfield is a player safety issue.
South Granville looking to pass, flushed out of the pocket. Not much room there for White. He'll be taken down for a short gain. Should be the last play of this first quarter. They're going to give him a gain of 1, so it'll be 2nd and 9 when we come back. A scoreless first quarter here in Raleigh, Sanderson, and South Greenville. Your Lane and Associates Friday Night Rivals game.
10 years experience in Lincoln Middle School. His long-term dream was to become principal here at Sanderson.
Alongside Jay Sunhalter and Aaron Sunnemers, I'm Kyle Straub. Appreciate you joining us tonight here in Raleigh, North Carolina for the Friday night rival game. A scoreless first quarter, Jay, but just from seeing two possessions, it seemed like South Granville got the better of things as they made a nice long drive, came up short with a fumble, but are driving down the field again.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's about executing in the red zone. So South Granville had a mistake last time. Here, as they're inching closer, they've got to find a way to execute, but they've done a lot of good things, especially on the defensive side of the ball where they had some issues last week. And for Sanderson, not a lot of firepower last week, still trying to find their way on offense right now.
Just outside of the red zone, ball spotted at the 22, 2nd and 9. They're going to go up the gut and gain about 3. That'll make it 3rd and 6. It does get them inside the Wake County 86 at green zone. Help keep Wake County litter free and 86 your trash.
It'll be 3rd and 6.
Second trip down inside the, not red zone tonight, but the green zone for South Granville. See if they can hold on to the ball. 3rd and long coming up.
See, there's spots right there.
White under center. Wilkerson, the lone back. Player in motion. That one going to go right up the middle. And it is going to be stopped just short of a first down. Decision coming up here for South Granville.
Yeah, I think in this situation, 4th and 1, running the ball pretty well. White here right up the gut. And he took some contact, but every time he gets hit, he seems to fall forward, keep his legs moving. I'm going for it here. I'm going to try to pick up this first down and really set the tempo to my team, saying, hey, we want to score touchdowns here. Field goals aren't going to win it.
Looks like you're tuned in to the sideline because that's exactly what South Granville is going to do. Go for it here on 4th and 1. Handoff right up the middle to Wilkerson. Legs chopping, and that one is going to be enough for a first down. Good for another NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics first down. Your smile is our passion.
And Kyle, I've been impressed with Nick White, the way he's playing tonight, how he's leading the team and orchestrating this offense. Good job handing the ball off. Aaron, what are you seeing down on the field level, and how's his play been to you so far?
The experience as a senior, his footwork has been really good, and he's been making good decisions. Coach Hopgood said that between him and the other quarterback, freshman Kawan Bobbitt, both of them were extremely capable options. While Bobbitt had won that starting role, they opted to go with White today due to Bobbitt's injury.
This handoff for South Granville is going to go to Flowers. He'll pick up a handful. We'll make it about 2nd and 5. Ben Flowers and Wilkerson getting the majority of the workload out of the backfield for South Granville. Actually going to give him 6 on that first down run, so 2nd and 4. Again, Flowers in the backfield. White going to keep it himself. Up the gut, and he's going to get a touchdown. South Granville on the board. Correction, that was Flowers. That was a quick handoff there between White and Flowers for the touchdown. A Lane and Associates Family Dentistry touchdown for South Granville and Malachi Flowers.
What the Vikings are doing, if you look on the offensive line, they're staying low. Their hat level is lower than the Spartans. They're getting leverage, driving their feet. And the running backs and White, the quarterback, all these guys are running their shoulders down, running their feet, and they're always falling forward tonight. They're doing a really good job being physical early on in this game.
Extra point is good, makes it a 7-0 lead for South Granville. Our first score of the game will send us to a break. 9:28 left here in Raleigh. You're watching Friday Night Rivals.
to the Rose family. Brownie Trading Company, Johnson Lamb.
South Granville literally ran down the entire field to get the first touchdown of the game. A nice long extended drive in their second possession. They've got the 7-0 lead. Kyle Straub alongside Jay Sunholter. Aaron Summers down on the sideline for us. Let's take a look at the Saltwater Seafood scoring summary for South Granville.
There's a lot of running plays. Only one pass so far in this ball game, but great execution with the fakes, with the handoffs, the pitches, everything they're doing. As far as ball handling has been great, but the offensive line's really clearing the path up front.
See if their defense can get the ball back or if Sanderson will have an answer. Get ready here. Time for the Lane and Associate Family Dentistry kickoff. We love to make you smile. Kilgore back for the kickoff. He returned one last week for Sanderson. Don't necessarily need him to return it, but a nice, good return, get him into some good field position.
They need a spark. They need somebody to make a play. They need somebody to light a fire under them and get something going, because right now, South Granville, they've kind of been the aggressor. Sanderson needs some more emotion to catapult them.
Ball didn't get deep enough to make it all the way to Kilgore. Instead, it has been Fiscato on the return. Fans, stay tuned for the NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics halftime report. We'll have this week's Riddle and Brantley Scholar athletes, participating school interviews with the principals, highlights from across the country, and more. What does Sanderson need to do on this possession, Jay, to get the offense clicking? They got a first down first time they had the ball, but stalled out. Same thing on their second possession.
Well, I think, you know, in the last drive, or really last two drives, they've been second and long, third and long because of penalties or lost yardage plays, and we see right here another one. They need to have success on first down, give themselves an opportunity on second and third down to be successful, but here, another lost yardage play.
Again, the DN, Chris Garrett, getting into the backfield and causing some trouble. First sack for him the game, but he has put some pressure on the quarterback, and he's a player who the coaches were really excited about. Big-time talent, but only got to play one game so far because of some knee injuries.
And Garrett, they're using his hands. He kind of got pushed initially and then just shoved the offensive lineman with his quickness to get in the backfield.
2nd and 14, handoff right up the middle. Be close to the initial line of scrimmage, maybe just short. Gain of about 3 for Lynn.
The defensive tackles, Cameron Latta, Ian Lipsy, that play, they're holding up the double teams from the offensive line, allowing the linebackers to fill the gaps. Those D tackles didn't make the play. They allowed their teammates to fill the holes and come in for the tackle.
3 wide on the bottom of your screen. 3rd and long for Sanderson. They're going to throw it to the top of the screen. Pass will be short of the first down, even though it is caught by Levi Matthews. Gain of about 6. That'll make it 4th and 7. Setting up the 3 near side of the field to try and give some room over there, but the pass too low for any yards after the catch. That will force Sanderson to bring the punting unit out. Wilkerson back deep at about his own 25-yard line. Low snap, kick gets off. It's going to be a short one. Everybody for South Granville going to get out of the area. Sanderson will let it roll and pick it up at about the 27.
And placed about the Vikings' 27-yard line. They will start for a first down.
During the 4th quarter of today's game, we'll be selecting the Saltwater Seafood Catch of the Game. Saltwater Seafood Market and Fry Shack. Come see us and check out our catch of the day. Quick 3 and out, and the offense right back on the field for South Granville. got to expect they're going to stay with the same medicine, just hand the ball off and keep pounding away.
But I think once you get into a rhythm, you know, especially with what you're doing with the option, then the fake up the middle, you know, that's where they want to really go to, even though it's not working here on this play.
Flowers in some trouble, forced about 10, 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Got a couple of yards back, but still going to be a loss on the play, bring up 2nd and long.
But when a defense can do this on first down, you're just setting yourself up for success. Sanderson, look at them flying to the football. Look at the closing speed of McNeil. That's why he's going to have an opportunity in 2 years to go to a big-time school because of his talent. But it's not only the talents. How hard do you play? How bad do you want it? You can tell there that he's a hard worker. He wants it bad, and he's going to make the play.
2nd and 15. South Granville still without a pass attempt today. Not going to pass this one. The option play. White chooses to keep it. He'll get about 8 yards on that run. A couple of good decisions from White, the senior quarterback.
And, you know, so many times you think from a quarterback, the decision is throwing the ball, reading the defense. But for a running quarterback, the decision is, you know, am I handing it off? Am I pitching it? Am I taking it? And then for a quarterback, you know, you want to be physical, but you also have to protect yourself too, because White's an important piece of this offense.
3rd and a manageable 5 here for the Vikings. Running back in motion, near side, the pitch goes to him. Good job by the defense to get out to the edge and sniff that one out. Jamarlee Todd in on that tackle. Handoff went to Bryson McCall. First time we've called his name today.
This ball goes to the outside. This is all just one-on-one blocking. Who wants it more? Who's going to use better technique? And these wide receivers and DBs, most of the time in practice, you just think they guard and run and catch passes, but they don't. They practice blocking and getting off blocks, you know, as a defender. And that is perfect evidence of what these guys practice during the week. Who's going to win that one-on-one matchup? The Sanderson secondary won it there.
South Granville looked like they thought for a moment about going for it, but just on their own 34-yard line. Bring out the punting unit, and here's a flag in the secondary of Sanderson. It's going to be a delay of game.
Flag on the play, delay of game against the Vikings. Ball will be placed at the 29-yard line. Crabtree back to punt for the Vikings.
4th and 8, good rush. Punt gets off, it's a low liner. Handled pretty well though by Sanderson. Looking to go to the far side. And just too many white jerseys, they cover that one up. Sanderson able to halt South Granville, but South Granville Vikings with a 7-0 lead as we head to the commercial break. You're watching Friday Night Rivals.
Welcome back to Sanderson High School, where the Spartans are trailing 7-0 against South Granville as the Spartans offense is set to take the field. Their offensive lineman coach Brown had a very passionate message to his Sanderson offensive line. He said that the South Granville team is beating you off the ball. He said that the Vikings are playing football and we're just playing to win. He said that if you don't realize right now that this South Granville team isn't smaller than you, then we're not going to get anywhere in this game. Don't think about the fact that they're a 2A squad out there. They're playing harder and they're beating you off the ball. Guys.
Thanks, Aaron. Immediately, looks like Sanderson is going to put them in a hole as we get a flag on the play. False start on the offense. Tonight's game is powered by United Rentals, building futures together. Some good points by the coach there. When we were down pregame talking with some people, you could see that there was a difference in size between Sanderson, the 4A school, and South Granville. They were just a little bit smaller.
Yeah, and to me,
there's another flag thrown. I think this one might be against a coach. Have to see what the head referee has to say. You can see him talking to one of the coaches near side.
It's Jeremy Buck.
It was sideline. Not going to be any penalty yards, but that is a warning, though. So I guess it's not the worst thing for the offense. They don't get backed up any further. First and 15. Dant in the shotgun, hands that one off. Nice spin move. Myers able to create some opening and get himself a couple of yards back across the original line of scrimmage.
See the offensive line here. Guys pulling the young freshman with a spin move, and then watch him here. Two guys coming over, finished off that run. But to your comment about the offensive line, they need to be more physical, and you got to have leadership up there, somebody to light a fire, to get mad up there and to get things going. But the first thing is the penalties. They've been putting themselves in tough situations, the long down and distance situations.
Same exact play. They give it right back to the running back Myers, and this time he's going to pick himself up about 13 yards, and that play is good for another NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics. First down, your smile is our passion.
And big number 77, Jaquan Adams with the clear out block. Kion Dixon also leading the way up front. And if I'm Sanderson, now Myers coming out of the game here to get some water, but I'm running that same play again. If it's not broke, why fix it? I'd go right back to it, continue to pound the ball.
Split backfield, they do hand it off up the middle. Not much room for Kilgore. He dances and gets himself back to the original line of scrimmage, met by a trio of Vikings defenders.
And see, on that play, they're running more lateral. It wasn't downhill. And for Sanderson, we talk about the size difference before the game. You want to be going north and south. You want to be hitting the other team straight on. When you start going lateral, that really plays into the Vikings' strength, which is their speed and quickness. And you see they're getting into the backfield, getting off the blocks.
2nd and 10 here for the Spartans. They'll fake the handoff and then give it to the second back. Nice move there by Lynn. He's going to get across the 30, down inside the 30 for another first down. That is good for another NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics first down. Your smile is our passion.
Same exact play right there. Going back to 3 out of the last 4 plays. Backside guard and tackle pulling. Having success on that right side. They really kind of fouled a sweet spot there. They're going back to the well, calling that play again.
It kind of seems like the Sanderson coaching staff calling some plays to kind of force the offensive line to do exactly what they tried to talk about, get more physical. This time they're going to try and get around the edge. They do, as back into the game is Kilgore. Kilgore down inside the Wake County 86 at green zone. Help keep Wake County litter free, and 86 your trash.
Kilgore, he's got that extra gear as far as the speed goes. Look at him get to the edge. But then there's Myers, Levi Matthews, number 80, blocking his guy out of bounds, almost to the track. The coaches have to love the effort on this drive, getting challenged before this drive, as Aaron reported, and then now coming out, moving the ball down the field and being physical.
1st and 10 from just inside the 15. Handoff going to go to the far side. This time it is Lynn. Gets the edge. Lynn looking for the end zone. Lynn is going to get there. 14-yard scamper for Khalil Lynn, and Sanderson on the board for the first time today. That is a Lane and Associate Family Dentistry touchdown for Khalil Lynn and the Sanderson Spartans.
Now they go into the left side. Myers out front. Nice block. Then also on the outside, everybody pitching in to clear the way. Foscato, number 84, doing the job there. And then this is what you want to see after getting challenged, the emotion, the success, and it paying off, being physical, moving the ball down the field. Sanderson has the depth. They've got the size. They've got the talent. They just need to drive the ball down and impose their will, and they did it there.
Extra point attempt to tie this one up is through the uprights. We've got ourselves a 7-7 ball game thanks to Khalil Lynn. Nothing but run plays on that drive for Sanderson, and it got the job done. Take a look at the Saltwater Seafood scoring summary for Sanderson.
And a lot of different guys getting in the action here. Myers, he had some runs to really start it off. Kilgore as well. Lynn, those three, kind of three-headed monster there. They all have different strengths. They gave problems to the Vikings here. Running to the left now this time. Again, look at the blocking. Missed tackles, kind of lackadaisical effort by the Vikings. And Sanderson took advantage of it.
Late score here in the second quarter has us tied, 2:34 left. And it is time for the Lane and Associates Family Dentistry kickoff. We love to make you smile. Fans, make sure you stay tuned for the NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics halftime report. We'll have this week's Riddle and Brantley Scholar athletes, participating school interviews with the principals, highlights from across the country, and more. Flowers and Wilkerson both back deep for South Granville. Connor Sandberg kicking it off for the Spartans. A good one, taking it about the 5-yard line. And immediately tackled. A return of about 9. Great coverage down the field.
On the return for the Vikings. Stopped by number 22, Devon Lucas.
Just nowhere to go for McCall. Lucas there on the tackle.
Kyle, here you look up on the clock, 2:28, and you know, we always talk about in games, the fourth quarter is the most important. Getting off to a good start, you know, which is all true. I see an injury here.
Looks like Jaquai Coates, the player who is being attended to right now.
Bojangles, Harry Rivers of the Angela Drum Team Realtors.
Mike Hopgood over there talking to his offense. But, you know, you look up there, we're getting close to halftime here. This is such a crucial moment for both teams to get momentum going into the half. You know, Sanderson, get a stop here. You can possibly get the ball back, score, or at least, you know, you'll have confidence going into the half of getting a stop and scoring on offense on the previous drive. The other side, South Granville, if you can get a response, going and score, that's going to give you the momentum to catapult you into the third quarter. For
South Granville, a team we haven't seen throw the ball yet today, they've just run it. Do you have to open the playbook up a little bit because you've got just 2:28 left? Or do those 2 timeouts allow you to stay with what you've done and what's been successful?
I think you're going to have enough time, but you're going to have to play hurry up on offense. You can't huddle. You're going to have to go quick. You've got those 2 timeouts. You know, then as you move the ball down here, you know, if we get closer in, then you may have to throw it. But I think right now, as long as you play quick, you have the 2 timeouts, I think they can still run their offense, the predominant run.
Looks like it's the right leg of Coates that has been injured as he's being helped off the field. Jeremy Buck going over to check on his player. First year for Buck as the head coach, and this has got to speak volumes to the other players on the bench when the head coach, the coaching staff cares that much to go and help a player off the field.
I mean, and that's something, you know, when you're standing on the sideline, you see him, it shows he cares, and it shows he cares about your well-being and your health, and it really just shows a lot about his character. And, you know, players can feel and they know everything from a coach, and you hate to see an injury, and I hate this for coach because, you know, injuries that's the worst part of football is getting hurt, and, you know, hopefully he'll be okay. But I know, you know, they're building something here with the new coaching staff, with Buck coming in, and, you know, it's that family atmosphere.
Coach will hand him off to the teammates as they'll take him the rest of the way to the bench. But back to the game, 2:28, 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. South Granville looking to take that momentum back before halftime. Been a good night for Nick White, the senior quarterback for the Vikings. Did not get the start last week, but an injury to Bobbitt got some playing time. Go with a run to Wilkerson, keeping those legs chopping, but too many blue jerseys. Whistles will finally blow. Looks like he's going to lose about 2 on that play.
For Sanderson, you know, we talked about their offensive line being big, their defensive line, they have the size advantage. They have given up some plays, you know, here early on this game, but you can also see their size, but their quickness there with their technique, getting off their blocks and moving over. And then again, you know, it's not just one guy, it's 2 guys, 3 guys going over to the football. A really nice job, especially on first down, you know, making them lose a yard.
2nd and a long 11. Time a handoff up the middle and immediately hit. Wilkinson goes down in the backfield. McNeil again in on the tackle. We're going to get a timeout. This one's going to be from Sanderson. For a couple of really good defensive plays, they're going to try and save some clock, maybe have a little bit of time for themselves on offense.
Great job using their timeouts smartly, and, you know, talked about Vikings possibly having time to go down and score, running their offense. But yeah, when you don't have success on 1st and 2nd down, you know, still plenty of time here now for Sanderson. They can either, if they get a stop here, either call the timeout or, you know, let the clock run down, hold on to that timeout. But, you know, sitting in a good spot potentially if they can make a play.
They've also got South Granville pinned pretty far back. They're sitting right now at about their own 14-yard line. If you don't allow a first down or a big chunk here, you can get the ball back with pretty good field position as well.
You got a dangerous returner in Kilgore as well. Had a kick return last week, so, you know, it's amazing kind of how one play, one drive can kind of change things. Sanderson was pretty, you know, not a lot going for him for most of the first half. Then get a scoring drive. Now the defense comes alive. And you're in a pretty good spot here, the way your defense is playing, to get the ball back in a good field position, like you said.
See if South Granville goes the safe route, runs the ball again, or if they try and open things up and pass for the first down. 3rd and 11. Roll out near side. Looking deep down the middle of the field. He's got a player over the 30. Near side, out of bounds at about the 41. Huge pass there from White, and that is good for another NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics first down. Your smile is our passion.
The offensive line holding up excellent protection for White. And then look at this throw. It was a dig route over the middle. Jimmy Hansen got open. Great speed, but with the route, we'll see him here come across the middle of the screen. The safety's going back, kind of having to backpedal. And look, nobody was there. Center field was wide open. White threw the strike, and Hansen took off from there. And now this kind of changes things. The ball near midfield, you still got some timeouts in your pocket. One big play, the tide's kind of turning here.
Ball at the 41. And that play not going to get off before the play clock. Untimely, but the delay of game penalty will back him up.
Delay of the game against the Vikings.
Haven't seen a lot of penalties between the two teams so far in this game, which is a little bit surprising, being that this is just week 2.
And, you know, many times you'll see penalties and turnovers left and right. And you're right, this has been a pretty clean game, and both these teams played disciplined. And, back to that last play, it's kind of a situation where Sanderson was daring the Vikings to throw the ball, loading the box, and you're saying, hey, if you're going to beat us, do it throwing the ball. And the Vikings did. They executed, so it paid off for them, but it's kind of a cat and mouse game going on right now.
1st and 15. White going to keep this one himself, bounce it back outside, back inside before he's taken down just shy of the 50. That'll make it 2nd and short.
White here again with the fake. 2 Spartans going for the fake, and then the missed tackle. And White, he's been a physical runner all night.
Hansen back on the field, top of the screen. Second and 4, White again going to bounce it outside. Not much room. And the blue jerseys will just usher him out of bounds. A gain of maybe 1 on the play.
Now another 3rd down situation coming up. And for the Vikings, you talked about passing the ball here. In another situation, 3rd and 2, I'm going to go ahead and get this 1st down on the ground. But I'd expect them to start throwing the ball now, especially after the confidence of that one play. You're at midfield, 47 seconds left. You got to start moving the ball now.
Still have 2 timeouts, but a 3rd and 2 here for South Granville. Handoff. White looked like he was a little bit lost there. The pitch out wide. Wilkinson is going to get the 1st down, but loses it. Ball on the turf.
Fumble on the play.
Sanderson saying they've got it, and Sanderson going to come up with it at the bottom of the pile.
And this defense stepping up again with the turnover. We'll see him here going through. A nice little pop right there. Number 5, Christian Mack with the hit initially. And then coming down, then it was kind of just a swarm for the ball. Devin Lucas jumped in there. And again, for the 2nd time, this defense doing a great job of giving the ball back to the offense. Now you look here, 39 seconds left. You got timeouts. They're going to be in play here to try to score before the half.
Ball at the 46 for Sanderson. Shotgun snap. Looking downfield, nowhere to go with it. Just tosses this one away. And that may be a turnover as well. We'll see how this is ruled, but coming up with it is South Granville. Then Jocelyn coming up with this one. Looked like Tant was trying just to get rid of the ball. Daniel got in on him, and the ball squirts loose. A turnover to another turnover, and it's just going back and forth with the momentum here.
And it's so tough because he was trying to make a play. And as a quarterback, when you're in the pocket, you start to feel the pressure come. That's when you really have to protect the ball and know that guys are going to be swiping for it. And the ball just got a little bit loose there. He's trying to make a play. He's trying to be aggressive, make the play. The Vikings got in, clubbed it down, and now another opportunity to try to get points on the board.
Wilkinson immediately hit in the backfield, and the ball is stripped away from him. Sanderson streaking down the far sideline. Wilkinson gonna make a tackle to save a touchdown. But 3 turnovers in a row between these 2 teams, and Sanderson in prime position to take a lead before halftime.
This is unbelievable. 3 turnovers in a row, 3 consecutive plays. I don't think I've ever seen this. It's just the ball handling, looking in a different direction, teammate hitting the ball, and then picking the ball up. Sanderson again on the spot. 3 turnovers they've created on the defense side. Steven Smith, the linebacker, coming up with that. Excellent job being aware where the ball is, being in position, and then taking advantage of an opportunity.
That gets them inside the Wake County 86 at green zone. Help keep Wake County litter free, and 86 your trash. It looked to me there like White just didn't make the read on the RPO quick enough, and as he tried to turn, running back in your face, offensive line getting pushed in as well.
And that's the crazy thing as a quarterback. You have to make decisions so quickly, and you got to direct the offense, but you have to decide what you want to do in a split second. And there, the miscommunication, then the contact, and the ball just popped out.
Great hustle, though, from the running back Wilkinson, not to give up on the play, track him down. We've seen 3 straight turnovers. Just because they're down inside the 10 doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a score.
Yeah, this is wild. I mean, I've never seen kind of teams going back and forth like this. 4 turnovers so far in the first half now. And, it just shows you things can change so quickly in football. Game of momentum. You have to take advantage of your opportunities when you get it. Sanderson, a golden opportunity going into the half here.
Looks like Lynn is in the backfield. First and goal for the Spartans. Tant under center. The handoff will go right to Lynn, up the middle. And on touch, that actually is Kilgore. His first touchdown today, second of the game for Sanderson. That is a Lane and Associates Family Dentistry touchdown. First of the game for Francis Kilgore, second for Sanderson.
And this is a heck of a job by the offensive line, being physical up front, playing mean. Fuscato with the kick-out block on the left side. Kilgore staying patient and then aggressively running through the hole to connect for the touchdown.
Extra point will be blocked, so just a 6-point lead for Sanderson. But a huge momentum swing here in the last couple of minutes. It was 7-0 South Granville. All of a sudden, the home team, the Spartans, find themselves out in front. Let's take a look at the Saltwater Seafood scoring summary for the Sanderson Spartans. Started with a fumble, streaking down the far sideline inside the 10, and it just took one play to punch it in.
Stephen Smith there almost scored himself. And then again here, the offensive line, they cleared the path. A truck could have driven through that. Kilgore drove himself into the end zone. Now the momentum squarely with the Spartans. You get a kickoff coverage unit out here, protect this, get into the half, and they have to be feeling good about kind of starting not so well and then picking up the pace and really making some corrections, especially on the offensive side.
Once again, this is the Kia Optima PEH 7675 license plate
South Granville going to hope they can have some return miracles here before the half. Looks like they have called one of their 2 remaining timeouts. It was a good, clean game up until about that 2:30 mark, and maybe the pressure of the last couple of minutes trying to make plays is what got to these young men.
The turnover bug out on the field there, catching both teams. But, that's something, like we talked about, you expect, especially early on in the season. Mistakes, turnovers, penalties, that's something all these coaching staffs harp on in the preseason. That's something, these are 14 to 18-year-old kids. They don't have NFL training camps, so they don't have the practice. And, many times these guys going out for the first couple years they've ever played football. Mm-hmm. So, those mistakes are things you have to worry about, but they're things that it's really about how do you overcome that? How do you react when there are mistakes? The good teams are the ones that get over it or fix those mistakes moving forward.
Wilkinson back deep as well as Bryson McCall.
And number 25, Bryson McCall.
Sandberg to kick it off. It is time for the Lane and Associates Family Dentistry kickoff. We love to make you smile. Wilkinson going to field this one on a bounce. Working up the middle of the field, gets across the 25, bounces off one tackle. Tried to get away. Good job holding on to him, though. We'll be at about the 26, 27-yard line. 8 seconds to go for South Granville.
Official timeout.
Injured player on the field. That is a Viking that's down. Looks like Ethan Jocelyn, number 9. Jocelyn in on that turnover that was forced, that got South Granville the ball back, and we thought in good fielding position before the fumble gave it right back to Sanderson. See him talking to the training staff. Looks like they're looking at the left leg area.
Don't forget about all the wonderful display tent here on the concourse. Please make sure you stop by the Marines tent.
Nice to see he's able to walk off under his own power.
Table down here selling merchandise.
You're South Granville here. Do you take a chance? Do you take a risk, or do you just take a knee and get into the locker room?
Well, for me, I would take a knee. You've seen the turnovers that are happening. The last thing you want is something catastrophic to happen before the half. I'd go ahead, take a knee, regroup, go into halftime. You're down by 6 points. Done a lot of good things. Just the end of the half didn't go your way. Just go ahead, play it safe right here, and go into the break.
It'll be first down for the Vikings.
Looks like they are in formation to do exactly that. Just take a knee, run out the last 8 seconds. We'll go into the locker room down by 6. South Granville, Jay, got off to a good start. First couple of drives, ran down the field, but it was Sanderson who got the last 2. And as we head to halftime, let's head down to the sideline. Aaron Summers with Sanderson head coach Jeremy Buck.
Coach, 2 defensive turnovers and 2 offensive touchdowns in the last few minutes. What changed in the aggressiveness on both sides of the ball?
We made a couple adjustments defensively. Coach Gage got after them pretty good. We made a couple adjustments, so we're flying to the ball again. Offensively, we just got to execute. We had a hold that called a touchdown back. We just got to continue to execute, and we'll be all right.
What would you like to see your offensive execute better?
We're not getting to our pools as well. We're not staying on our blocks as well. We're not throwing the ball like we should in our throw game. So we just need to execute and be more efficient.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Kyle.
Thanks, Aaron. Couple of late touchdowns gives Sanderson the 13-7 halftime lead. You are watching the Lane & Associates Friday Night Rivals presented by NC Assist Loan.
You're watching the NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics Halftime Report. Now it's time for the Riddle and Brantley Scholar Athlete of the Week. From South Granville High School, Shayna Scott. South Granville's Shayna Scott is the 2018 Defensive Player of the Year on the volleyball team, the 2019 Carolina Explosion 17's MVP, and she carries a 3.53 GPA. Shayna volunteers for a nursing home and Saving Grace Animal Shelter. From Sanderson High School, Will Hudson. Sanderson wide receiver Will Hudson is a second-year varsity football player. He plays league soccer at NCFC Youth and carries a 3.83 GPA. Will is heavily involved with Sanderson Young Life, and he also volunteers at his local middle school for major events and carnivals. Shayna, Will, and other nominated All-Stars are also eligible to win a $5,000 scholarship to be presented at the end of the season, courtesy of Riddle and Brantley. Injured in an accident? Call Riddle and Brantley when justice counts. I'm joined with the Lane & Associates Family Dentistry Director of Marketing, Stephanie Klein. Stephanie, why is it so important for Lane & Associates to support high school athletics?
Well, with 32 offices over the state, we love to be a part of our communities, and this is an awesome way for us to be out here with people that we serve in our offices, and just to show that we're not just a dentist office. We like to be a part of, the high schools, the communities, and do all those type of things.
What are some of those services that you provide in those dentist offices?
We do everything. We do anything from baby oral exams, which start at literally 12 months, to dentures, orthodontics, you name it, we do it. Sleep apnea, TMJ. So I think we pride ourselves in being able to take it from, all ages of life.
Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
We'll be back with more of that halftime report after this. Hi, Aaron. Nice to meet you. Welcome back to the NC Oral and Surgery Halftime Report. I'm joined by the interim principal here at Sanderson High School, where the Spartans have a 13-7 lead over South Granville. The interim principal, as we are going to welcome Greta here shortly. What made you want to come here and fill in for a few weeks?
Well, over 24 years ago, I was hired as assistant principal at Sanderson High School. So having the opportunity to come back as the interim principal is really a dream come true for me. I retired last year, so these days I'm spending my time helping schools out in transition, and this has just been a wonderful opportunity. The students and staff and community have been very welcoming.
What has made the start of this school year so special already?
Well, the staff, many of them I know or know of them. I know some of the students, some of the parents and families from when I was here before. The Spartan community is a very strong community. They support their schools, they support their teachers and staff. So I felt like I was coming back and I had never really left.
And Greta Dula, you will be the principal starting on the 5th, so just about half a week here and the job's going to be yours. What are you looking forward to about taking over here at Sanderson?
I'm really looking forward to the whole Sanderson community experience. I'm so excited about being here. It's a school that I've always looked at, always admired, and back when I was a teacher in the 90s, I didn't think there was any other high school in the state. So I'm excited about coming in, taking over the reins, and just having a great experience. I think it's going to be an epic year.
I see that you are completely decked out in your Sanderson gear already. What are you hoping to bring to this Sanderson community?
Well, just my Sanderson pride and my actual love for the school community. It's just gonna be a great time.
Thank you so much for joining me. Good luck as you take over, and congratulations on your short stint. We'll be back with more of the NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics Halftime Report after these messages.
HS.
Welcome back to the NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics Halftime Report. Each week during halftime of our Friday Night Rivals broadcast, my RDC will be showcasing outstanding Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals game highlights from across the country. Here are some of the highlights from last week's action.
Martelacki from the 30-yard line swings it outside. Paddock, big man. And you can barely bring him down. Did he get there? Oh, man!
Man, oh, man.
It's going to be not. Oh, look at this.
Powerbomb. There we go. Number 2.
Get him out of here. And the crowd is going crazy. Somebody tackle him. There he is. That's Savage Sam or something like that.
Running back in the backfield. Coming to the near side, nearly picked off, and it is picked off up the near side, stepping in front of the pass, all the way across the 50, down the sidelines. Braden Turner.
Receivers to the wide side and one to the short side. They come short side, caught by Xavier Kinlaw, and he's got some running room at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown on the final play of the first quarter.
3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Crawford looks pressured, rolls right, spin move, still looking to throw, gets rid of it. You gotta be kidding me. Like Justin Timberlake, take a look.
No, this isn't fair. You ought to give him more than 33 because he threw this ball 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage around the 40-yard line and watch it on a rope off balance. You're not supposed to be able to do that. That's not fair.
That was a little bit like David Palmer, was it not?
Kyle Straub, Jay Sunholter with you here in Raleigh, North Carolina. 13-7 lead for Sanderson. Let's take a look, Jay, at some of the highlights and how we got to this point in the game.
Using their quickness and their backs, getting to the outside. Wide receivers blocking down the field, and they struck first, getting on the board, but it was all on the ground for them. Only a couple passing plays in the first half.
Malachi Flowers with the touchdown for South Granville, but then the offense got going for Sanderson, and they got themselves on the board.
And they started running the counter plays towards the right, faking towards the left, coming back, really hit their groove right as the half was closing out. Their offensive line took over, and then they finished it out here with Lynn going in the end zone, using his speed. And again, look at the wide receivers blocking downfield. These guys doing a good job of helping out their teammates and doing the little things to succeed tonight.
Had ourselves a tied ball game at that point. That's when the turnover bug got down on the field. 3 straight turnovers, a fumble from South Granville. Then it was a turnover from Sanderson. South Granville with another fumble. Sanderson got themselves back on offense, but something happened in these 3 plays here, Jay, where a nice clean game all of a sudden became very sloppy.
It was wild there for a second, just with things going back and forth, the sloppiness taking over, but then it was Sanderson getting that final turnover, picking the ball up. Steven Smith really put his team in a great position, almost getting into the end zone, but then they found a way here with their offense coming out to drive this one in. Kilgore finishing it off, but the offensive line, it was really amazing to see the improvement they made after they got challenged. The coaching staff over there, very pleased with the progress they made.
Sanderson did block the extra point, so a 13-7 lead, but you take a look at the stats, pretty even. The passing yards, not either team really trying to go through the air. It's all on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that shows me is passing game non-existent. South Granville, you got to cut out turnovers. Sanderson, they got a 6-point lead. You know, they feel happy with that. But in the second half, it's going to come down to the turnover battle, really, for me, and which team can execute at a higher level.
We'll be back with the second half after this break. You're watching Friday Night Rivals. Welcome back to Sanderson High School, where the Spartans currently have a 13-7 lead. Kyle Straub, Jay Sunhalter up here in the booth. Erin Summers down on the sideline, and she got a chance to grab Coach Mike Hobgood of South Granville. Erin, what do you have to tell you?
The biggest point of emphasis for South Granville was the turnovers. Hobgood said that they really need to focus on ball security going forward. He also said that the Sanderson Spartans have been blitzing a lot, and they need to make sure that they're able to attack them offensively because they need to run the ball. He said that's their MO, so they need to be able to find a way to make it through that offensive line.
Thanks, Aaron. Jay, you're looking to nullify the blitz. Does that mean maybe some more passing from the Vikings here in the second half?
You have to have the threat of it. I mean, I'm not saying you got to, act like you're an NFL team throwing the ball around the yard and being Tom Brady back there, but you got to throw the ball at least to have that threat off to make the defense at least pause to what you're going to do. So I think that is something they're going to have to incorporate. But again, they're going to win this game running on the ground. They just have to do a better job at that in the second half.
They will, South Granville will receive the ball here to begin the second half. Wilkinson back deep. McCall as well. It is time for the Lane & Associates Family Dentistry Kickoff. We love to make you smile.
Will be number 18, Connor Sandberg.
Both teams have done a pretty good job in kickoff and punt coverage as well.
And we talked, in the first half a little about, both these teams, finishing off the first half in the right way, but it's also starting the third quarter the right way. So this is a big 5 minutes coming up here for both squads.
Wilkinson will take that one at the 25. Tripped up around the 30, keeps the legs going, and he'll be taken down at his own 37-yard line. Pretty good starting position here for the South Granville offense.
I always love seeing the adjustments coming out of the half, seeing what the coaches decide to do, if they bring more blitzes, if they lay off, if they change their schemes up, and the same thing on the offensive side. We talk about throwing the ball, what are the Vikings going to do here. That's always kind of the interesting part of the chess match, is the coaches, how they adjust during that break during the half.
It's always the game within a game that's fun to watch. White under center. One running back in the backfield. They hand it right off to him, and he is stuffed by 4 different Spartans at the line of scrimmage. That was Flowers on the run.
And if I'm Sanderson, I'm just going to load the box. I'm just going to load it, force the Vikings to throw the ball. Again, your defense, they've created 3 turnovers. I'm telling the guys, hey, let's get another one. Let's go after the football. And anytime as an offense player you have a turnover or you're the guy that fumbles it, it makes you cautious, it makes you, worry, or at least have that hesitation a little bit.
No gain on the first down run, 2nd and 10. Call in motion, White going to keep this one himself. A little stutter step as he gets across the 40. To about the 42, 43-yard line. It'll make it 3rd and manageable.
Tackle on the play and stop at the 43-yard line.
Will Thomas, the defensive tackle, in on the stop.
It'll be 3rd down for the Vikings.
Ball officially spotted at the 43-yard line. It'll make it 3rd and 4. White looking to hand the ball off. Nobody was home. Sanderson will say, we'll take care of that one. Jamarlee Todd in the backfield for the sack.
And miscommunication. Both teams, they've had just way too many negative lost plays. And Sanderson going through there, taking advantage of that kind of misalignment, whatever happened there. Guys not moving in the right spot, and it was a critical mistake on 3rd down, now forcing 4th and 7.
Big sack from Todd, forces it far enough back that South Granville has no choice but to bring out the punting unit. Harmon back deep. We'll have some room to try and return this one. 3 white jerseys converge on him quickly. take him down for no return. But Sanderson, after a quick 3 and out on defense, will take over at their own 25-yard line.
And Sanderson here, you got a 6-point lead, had a good end to that first half. Playing at home, you're the bigger, stronger, more physical team. This is the time when you got to turn it on. You got the lead, you have the ball, you have some momentum. You want to have a great drive here. I think it starts on the ground. Lean on your offensive line. They picked it up in that first half. I think you got to go back there, put it on their shoulders, and really pound the ball on this drive.
See if Christian Tant can navigate his way down the field with this offense. They've scored 2 out of the last 3 times they've had the ball. Tant in the shotgun, puts a receiver in motion, hands that one off up the middle. Big hole. This is going to be a first down and more. Cut towards the outside. Still going down the far sideline and just push out. Khalil Lynn walking the tightrope. Huge run for the Spartans there. That is good for another Blue Cross and Blue Shield first down. Be bold, be confident, and live fearless. Ball also spotted down inside the 20. That means Sanderson is inside the Wake County 86 zone. Help keep Wake County litter free, and 86 your trash. Just a massive hole there for Lynn to run through. And that one move to bounce it outside sprung him. 1st and 10 from the 18. Handoff up the middle, another big hole. Met when he got to the second level. Again, it was Lynn on the carry.
Lynn on the run up the middle.
John Matato, number 75, led the way right up the middle. We'll see Sanderson on the backside cutting off. There's big 75 finishing off, getting an extra block. And you see these running backs now, instead of going lateral, they're starting to go straight down the field, really be assertive with their cuts. And this defense for South Granville giving up 33 points last week, maybe potentially wearing down with this run game. At least that's the goal for Sanderson, is to lean on them, get them into the fourth quarter, and hopefully wear them down.
10 yards, but just about an inch short of the first down on the rush from Lynn. This time they try and go and bounce it out wide. That is the freshman Myers on the run.
Number 24, Myers.
For Myers, I think he's got a lot of potential running the football, but I've been impressed with, especially for a young player, his blocking, the things he does without the football. And he's playing hard, and saw him go off the field earlier in the game with a shoulder injury back in the ball game, so that shows you his toughness. So he's got a bright future here.
Helped to spark the offense on that first scoring drive with a couple of first down runs. They face a 3rd and 1 here. Myers will stay in the backfield. Handoff is to him right up the gut. He's going to have enough for the first down. Spin move, diving for the end zone. No signal yet. Finally, we get it. That's a touchdown for the freshman Myers. A Lane and Associate Family Dentistry touchdown for Zion Myers and the Sanderson Spartans. They've got themselves the 19-7 lead.
What a moment for the freshman going in, finishing off the run. You can just see the excitement, the players, but the coaches, Coach Bluck coming over there, finding him, giving him a huge hug. Sanderson again running the football. They weren't in a groove, Kyle, for a while, and making it look kind of easy now, but they're doing a good job really with their adjustments and getting motivated.
All 3 running backs on the depth chart now have scored a touchdown for Sanderson. They've got themselves a double-digit lead as we go to the break here in the 3rd quarter. Welcome back to Sanderson High School here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Spartans with the touchdown extend the lead. It is now time for the Lane and Associates Family Dentistry Kickoff. We love to make you smile. Sanderson picking up right where they left off in the first half. 20 unanswered points scored by the Spartans as they get ready to send this one into play. This time it'll be McCall fielding it at about the 5. Stutter step across the 21, missed tackle. Tries to bounce it back outside. It'll be taken down at about the 24. That'll give us a chance to take a look at the Saltwater Seafood scoring summary of the Sanderson Spartans.
Explosive plays, the name of the game for Sanderson here. 4 plays, a big one by Lynn, kind of flipping the field initially, and then it was just pounding the ball here right up the middle. This is where they imposed their will.
The freshman with his first touchdown, Lynn with the first one, Kilgore with the second, Myers with the third. The wealth being spread around in that backfield. South Granville needs to get back on track. They looked like the team who was going to have no problem offensively the first couple series. Then they ran into a brick wall. White going to go option outside. He'll keep it himself around the corner for a couple.
And I think it's got to be a thing there. It's play by play. You know, just focus on one play at a time. Play on first down, have positive success. And this is the first time in really a while, it seems like, that they move the ball forward on first down. White getting the ball, directing the offense, moving towards the right. But that's going to be the key to their success, is protecting the football and then having success on first down. Because, again, they're not throwing the ball. So if they get in second and third and long, that's a recipe for disaster.
Gain of 4 on that first down run. This time White keeps it himself but runs right into a couple of defenders. South Granville moving in the wrong direction on that one.
I've really been impressed with the defensive line of Sanderson, coached by Jackson Williams, the defensive line coach. This D-line, they've been physical, but after kind of figuring out this offense, not only have they been fast and physical, they've been in the right position. They've been in the right place, and there haven't been a lot of missed tackles.
During the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll be selecting the Saltwater Seafood catch of the game. Saltwater Seafood Market and Fry Shack. Come see us and check out our catch of the day. Granville going to throw this one. It's going to be completed far side. That'll be good for a first down. Then Jocelyn taken down. We saw him come off the field injured in the first half. Looks a little bit gimpy there, but the catch is good enough for another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Be bold, be confident, live fearless.
As a wide receiver tight end, when you're going down the route, the biggest thing is, you know, the quarterback's getting pressure. You got to get out of your cut quick. Jocelyn on third down, getting open, nice catch with the ball being low, trying to fight through the pain he's got right now.
First and 10, ball spotted at the 40. Handoff up the middle. Nope, White going to keep this one. Able to miss one tackle. Bounces it outside across the 50 into Granville territory as he goes out of bounds. It'll be another first down. Another one for Blue Cross Blue Shield. Be bold, be confident, live fearless. Let's check in with Aaron down on the sidelines.
Thanks, Kyle. Earlier in the game, we saw Sanderson linebacker Jaquai Coates come off the field with an injury. It looked like it was his right leg that he was having a hard time putting any pressure or weight on. When he came to the training table, they did assess his right hip. He is now on the sideline in crutches and will not be playing in the rest of the game.
First down snap. They're going to pitch this one outside. Wilkerson with an edge. Wilkerson with a head of steam towards the end zone. And he is in there for the touchdown. South Granville finally stops the run Sanderson was on, and a nice long run from Wilkerson.
And these guys aren't giving up. Wilkerson going off the right side. What a huge spark play. We'll see him here Going in motion, the fake up the middle, and then the speed, no contained by Sanderson. And then nobody really laying a finger on him with his ability to get to the line and then getting jumped on there, but his ability to kind of see where the blocks are setting up and then attack it. A good run.
Got to feel good for him. He's got one of those fumbles in the first half, able to go ahead and get it back for his team here. That is a Lane & Associates Family Dentistry touchdown for Michael Wilkerson and South Granville. Didn't see what happened there, but the referee sending a player for Sanderson off the field. That is Christian Mack, the cornerback. Vikings will look to get themselves within 6 again. The kick will split the uprights. Just like that, the momentum has swung back towards the Viking side. Long run from Michael Wilkerson. He's gotten South Granville right back in this one. You're watching Friday Night Rivals. Long run for Wilkerson has gotten his team back within 6 as we take a look at the Saltwater Seafood scoring summary for South Granville.
And White on this drive, Kyle, he made some really nice decisions in the moves he made running the ball. That's what created some momentum for his offense. And then Wilkerson, and he's kind of the X factor out of the backfield. His speed is what separates him. You see it here on this touchdown run, the motivation to get into the end zone.
A much needed touchdown for South Granville, as it is now time for the Lane & Associates Family Dentistry kickoff. We love to make you smile. Vikings need to find an answer on defense, though. 3 out of the last 4 times Sanderson has touched the ball, they've found their way to the end zone. Short kickoff towards the right side. We picked up just at about the 20. A long way to run, but finally gets around the edge across the 30 and run out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. That was Lynn on the return. As we're going to go down to the sideline. Aaron, we saw a couple of minutes ago Christian Mack come off the field right before the extra point. You have any info on what was going on there?
As Matt came running off the field, his coach quickly met him and said, "Hey, what's the problem?" And he said, "I don't know, coach. The ref said that I didn't have my mouthpiece in and I can't be on the field." So that's why they had to swap out the corners there.
That seems like a reasonable enough reason to send you off the field. Got to make sure you keep track of the mouthpiece. What happened to the ones that are hooked to the helmet so you can't lose it?
They got these new age ones where there's nothing holding it there. Yeah, but you can't use the excuse that you lost it or it fell off. That's not going to fly.
Referees trying to straighten out a flag that was thrown on the play. Penalty is going to go against Sanderson. So that'll back them up and put them a little bit deeper in their own zone. We'd like to thank Courtesy Towing of Apex and United Rentals for making our beautiful high end zone shots possible tonight. Can't quite see us in the booth, but we're waving to you down there. Big thanks to the camera crew, everybody out here. I'm sure they're enjoying this one much better than last week when there was a lot of rain and lightning. Beautiful 70-degree, no clouds in the sky at all tonight.
Perfect weather. I mean, as a football player, as a fan, this is exactly what you want. And it looks like a cramp down there. But again, for these players, it's still early in the season, still trying to get into condition. And, you know, cramps is just a part of sports, football especially, basketball as well. But these kids playing so hard. And for South Granville, they played on Monday night. So this is a thing where, you know, very short rest time.
Bryson McCall, the injured player for South Granville. Fans, it's time for the Lane and Associates Smile Cam. We love to make you smile, and right now the Sanderson fans have got some reasons to smile with a 6-point lead.
Also, Middle Creek leads Southeast Raleigh.
Doing a good job of holding it there.
It's not a picture, guys.
Yeah.
McCall helped off the field, and Sanderson ready to get their offensive drive underway here. 2014 lead, 5:10 to go in the third quarter. Kyle Stroud, Jay Sunholt are up here in the booth with me. Aaron Summers down on the field. Shotgun snap, handoff up the middle. Couple of white jerseys gonna swarm to the running back.
Lynn on the run to the left.
There's Flowers in there on the tackle. Flowers with a touchdown on the offensive side of things. Gets in there to make a tackle. No gain on the play. That's another thing with South Granville we noticed. Their roster just isn't as deep. You've got some guys that have got to play two-way, and that might become a factor in the fourth quarter.
And with their game Monday night, you know, that's just another factor to add in the rest time.
Quarterback Tant flushed out of the pocket, able to get that one off in time. Not much of a gain, though.
Pass is complete.
And another thing, you know, is in high school football, a lot of times you have guys that play both ways, right? And you can see a few guys here or there, but the Vikings have a lot of guys that play both ways. It is taxing on your body. And when you have multiple guys, you know, all it takes is one guy to be tired, one guy to, you know, have a misassignment or be a step slow or be tired, and that affect the play, and that could really change the course. So conditioning is such a huge aspect.
Short pass actually went for a 1-yard loss, so 3rd and long here for Sanderson. Tant drops back, rushed by 4, over the top, almost picked off, just off the fingertips. Jaden Crabtree, the middle linebacker, almost had an interception there.
The ball's floating in the air. It seems like it's up there for about 10 minutes. If you're Sanderson, just hoping this ball hits the ground. Good pressure. About 4 guys going back in Tant's face, and then, oh, that's one that you wish you could have back, because that would have been a pick 6.
Big defensive stop for South Granville. Ball spotted at the 19, line drive, punt right to the 46. Wilkerson smartly let that one go by as he had some Spartans closing in on him, and it will be spotted at the 40-yard line. That's where South Granville will start their possession.
There's a flag on the play.
Flag down back at the 35. Looked like it was going to be pretty good starting position for South Granville. The penalty, though, is going to back them up even further.
Here's the call against South Granville on the return. Ball will be placed 10 yards.
Ball going to back it up to about the 30 as we go back down to Aaron Summers on the sideline.
South Granville went undefeated in the regular season last year, but they had an early exit in the playoffs, losing in the first round. Coach Hobgood and his coaching staff were determined that that didn't happen again this season, hitting a really tough non-conference schedule. They start things off with 2 4A teams like this one here at Sanderson, and then against 2 3A teams. He said that playing a tough schedule like that will just make them a better team, and they'll make them better faster. He said that the goal for them this season is to do well when they hit conference play and make sure that they make a deep playoff run this season.
Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, 11-0 last year for South Granville, 7-0 in the conference. I get the trying to test yourself and get better with tougher competition, but at the same time, you've got to kind of be careful with that because you get beat up too much, and that can hurt the confidence level.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big aspect of it, is making sure you come out of this fresh. 4 conference play, but the playoffs, and 11 wins last year, 13 the year before, 24 wins the past 2 years. This is a program that knows how to win. I think the thinking is, hey, this is all about, winning conference championship and playoffs, finishing then. But the other thing you have to look at is the confidence of your team. After a tough defeat last year, now this year, it's a tough non-conference schedule. You want to keep your spirits high even if things don't go your way.
That run from White, good for another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Be bold, be confident, live fearless. Couple of running plays off the bat here for South Granville. They'll back across the 40 at the 42, 1st and 10. White hands that one off right up the middle. Wilkerson in there blocking. And a nice gain. That one's going to be close to another first down. We'll see where they spot it. Jaden Crabtree with the carry.
Number 38. Jaden Crabtree on the run for the Vikings up the middle.
And they are going to give him the first down. Good for another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Be bold, be confident, and live fearless.
And quietly, the Vikings getting a little drive going. You look up, only down by 6, moving the ball. It wasn't looking as good a couple minutes ago, but now they're getting a little momentum, starting to pick up their confidence.
They go right back to Crabtree. Not as much success on this one, but he does pick up 2. That'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Gain of a couple on the play. 2nd down.
A little bit of a breather for Wilkerson on this drive after the long run to get into the end zone and get Granville back within a score. Looks like Crabtree is going to stay in, the lone back. White collides with him. That's exactly how there was a fumble in the first half.
See here, the miscommunication just right up the middle of the contact. It just kind of looked like White was expecting to fake that handoff, and just right up the middle, Crabtree kind of bumped into him. It looked like he needed to move a little bit towards the left and just kind of hit shoulders.
Is that a timing thing? Maybe the running back coming in too early or the quarterback being late?
Yeah, it's timing, and it's just kind of being not knowing where each other is, your alignment being off there, because that's such a quick hitter. Yeah, but you got to be at the right place at the right time, or else it could be a disaster.
This time White looking to pass, no options, decides to tuck it. The spin move may have gotten him back to the line of scrimmage.
Line number 9, Jamarley Todd.
Look at Todd here, getting double teamed. But this is the effort that you look for in a defensive line. McNeil has well flown over the football, but Todd double teamed in the middle there. He didn't get a need to get involved in that play, but he kept fighting, fought through it, and then hustled and cleaned it up.
4th and 8 here for South Granville. Play clock was with enough time. They could have run the clock out, but it looks like somebody dealing with a lower leg injury. Official's going to be forced to stop it, and that is the quarterback, Nick White, who's down on the ground. Remember, White in there because the freshman Bobbitt was hurt last week. If White can't go, I'm not sure if Bobbitt's on the sideline suited up. If not, you're going down to your third string quarterback. See if Aaron Summers has an update for us.
When I spoke to Coach Hobgood at the half, I did ask about the quarterback position and if Bobbitt was able to go today. He said that he was not. So he is not available if Nick White is unable to go the rest of the game. It looks like White is down with a left ankle injury. Kyle.
Thanks, Aaron. That is a huge, huge bit of information there to know that the number 1 is down coming into today. Your number 2 currently being attended to. See if we can check it out on the replay, see where this injury occurred. Just an awkward angle that he went down on. With him walking off that way, I'm going to go with a bold statement of he won't be in, at least not for a couple of plays.
Well, that's unfortunate. And he's playing so well tonight.
That'll force them to go to their third stringer on the depth chart. And their third stringer on the depth chart is Noah Kilgore. Kilgore, the return specialist. See if that is exactly how Coach Mike Hobgood chooses to play this one.
Number 38, Dave Crabtree, back to punt for the Vikings.
He won't have to make the decision. It's 4th down. South Granville will bring out the punting unit, even though they're across the 50. Going to try and bury Sanderson deep, and they'll actually let the play clock or the game clock run out. So we'll just delay it a little bit more. 3 quarters in the books here in Raleigh. Just a 6-point lead for the hometown Sanderson Spartans. You're watching Friday Night Rivals. This one has been close from the very beginning. Sanderson with a 27 lead. That was the biggest of the game for either side. South Granville answered. Both teams had their offenses come to a halt as we will see a punt here from South Granville to start things off in the 4th quarter. Kyle Straub alongside Jay Sunhalter. We appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Aaron Summers down on the sideline. Been treated to what has been a pretty good football game so far. Two back for Sanderson. Good punt, going to be over both of their heads. Bounce at about the 5 and get into the end zone for a touchback.
Punt will go into the end zone for a touchback.
During this last quarter of tonight's game, we'll be selecting the saltwater seafood catch of the game. Saltwater Seafood Market and Fry Shack. Come see us and check out our catch of the day. Into the fourth quarter now, Jay. Mistakes are at a premium. You can't turn the ball over. You don't want penalties. What's the formula for both sides to come away with the W?
Well, you want to say make plays and be explosive and all those type of things, but I really think it's about who doesn't make the mistake, who doesn't have the penalty, who's going to protect the football is probably going to finish this game off with the win. And everybody talks about fourth quarter finish. Who's going to finish strong? Who's going to play the best quarter now? Because right now, one-score game, anybody can win this, but also to the factor for the Vikings quarterback situation. I mean, that's kind of, when they come back out, that's going to be the big question. Can this offense move the ball with White hurt right now?
Francis Kilgore on that run, gain 2 for the Spartans, 2nd and 8. Shotgun snap, handoff, gonna go far side. That time it was Lynn on the run. They were a little bit shaken up for South Granville.
It'll be 3rd down and about 6 for the Spartans.
Jimmy Hansen. Looks like he got cleated. See him taking a look down at that right ankle. 3rd and about 5 here for the Spartans. Pass over the middle. Good job defensively breaking that one up. Flag down near side though. Flowers in there on the defensive breakup.
Sanderson's clapping over there, so.
Dominic DeBatch, the other one. Rico, as they call him, the coach said is a shutdown corner. No fly zone over there, but he is going to get hit with a pass interference here. Is that left arm reaching around?
We'll see here on the slant. On the front side, the right arm looked good, but the left one, that's kind of hidden. Sometimes you can get away with it, but not there.
Big penalty. It's a 15-yarder and a 1st down for Sanderson on what was a 3rd and 5. Spartans hand it off near side. Lynn looking for an opening, makes one miss, spins into the tackler, and he is taken down right at midfield.
I've been impressed with Sanderson. All their running backs, Lynn, Myers, Kilgore, everybody they put out there has had success tonight. They bring something different to the table, but really the speed to the outside. Lynn staying patient, waiting for the blocks to develop, and then everything he does has been positive tonight. He had that long touchdown run, a couple big runs. He's been very explosive.
Because they've been able to work all 3 of them, probably all 3 pretty fresh right now.
That's a big thing. You want to be fresh and feel good, especially in the fourth quarter.
Fake handoff on the first attempt. They give it to the freshman Myers, and he breaks one open down the middle of the field, down into Viking territory. And that play good for another NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics 1st down. Your smile is our passion.
Look at this blocking up front. I mean, that hole was wide open. A truck could have driven through it. The offensive line, front side and backside, sealing both edges off, and then makes it very easy for the running back to make one cut and go.
Tant hands that one off. Lynn looking to get to the edge. Past the line of scrimmage, not much more as he is forced out of bounds. Gain of about 2 or 3.
And see, on that one he only got 2, but that could have been a play with, he didn't have the speed that he had Contain would have forced him back in. It would have been a loss about 3 or 4. Watch him following Myers. Look at him right here. If he didn't have that speed, he would have gotten caught right there. But he got around the edge and picked up a couple yards, and that's just kind of something small. It's not going to show up in the stat sheet as a big run, but that's something that's special about his game that he brings to this offense, is just that extra little burst, get a couple extra yards.
2nd and 8 from the 38. Counter up the middle across the 35. Again, Khalil Lynn on the carry.
If I'm the Sanderson offensive line, again, we're big, we're playing well. This is a team that's smaller than us that played on Monday night. This is the time we take over. Those seniors, the leaders up front, this is what you got to do. This is your time to shine right now.
Same formation, hand up to the freshman. Myers is going to get a first down as we send it down to Aaron Summers.
Spartans head coach Jeremy Buck said that they weren't going to install anything new offensively. He just said that they were going to try and run what they already were working on better. So far in the game, things have progressed better for the Spartans as the game has gone on. He said last week there were just too many wasted plays and they needed to clean that up. He knows his team is young, but he said that he has no complaints so far with their work ethic.
They've definitely been running the same plays. The formation hasn't changed this entire drive. That last play good for another Lane and Associates Family Dentistry, or excuse me, NC Oral Surgeon and Orthodontics first down. This time, Lynn going to be corralled, nowhere to go as he is taken down and in backfield. Loss of about 4.
If I'm the Vikings defense right now, you see on the replay here, Lynn just couldn't get to the outside. Now Contain held him in. Nice form tackle going out of bounds. If I'm South Granville, the Vikings here, you cannot allow any points now. You've got potential quarterback injury on the sideline. We'll see who comes out here, but this offense, you know, they haven't been scoring at punches. The defense now taking over, and that's what they have to do.
In the backfield, a couple of players, but Nehemiah Hunter, number 55, going to get credit with the sack, and that's 2 straight negative plays. 3rd and about 25 coming up for Sanderson.
Missed assignment, missed block up front, the left side of the offensive line. That's what allowed him to get in the backfield.
To your point, the Spartans have kept the ball this entire quarter so far. Over 5 minutes they've run off the clock. Looking for a big chunk play here. Shotgun pass, looking down the field. Tant with a receiver near side, and a great job breaking that one up. No flag on the play. DeBatch with a clean pass deflection. Highlighted by the coach as one of the best players on the defense, comes up with a huge play right here.
And look at that coverage. He was looking at the receiver, and then just like you teach a DB to do, look back for the football. When he saw the ball going up in the air, turned his right arm, knock it down. I mean, that's picture perfect coverage.
Didn't get much of that one, but enough to disrupt it and make sure that Matthews couldn't come down with it cleanly. Sanderson will punt this one, nearly blocked. Ball will go out of bounds. We'll see where it'll be spotted.
Saw Aaron moving down there, the ball going towards her direction.
Got to catch that one down there, Aaron. Spotted at the 19. It'll be a long drive for South Granville, but they've got the ball down by 6. You're watching Friday Night Rivals. Kyle Stroud, Jay Sunhalter, Aaron Summers with you. We appreciate you joining us tonight. Non-conference matchup between Sanderson and South Granville. Question was, who's going to come in when Nick White was hurt as the new quarterback for the Vikings? We thought maybe it would be Noah Kilgore, but it looked like right before the timeout that it was actually Malachi Flowers under center. And that's exactly who it is. Flowers with one of the 2 touchdowns for South Granville. That came, though, as a running back. Under center, handles the snap well, keeps it himself, and gets a couple.
The thing I'm thinking now, if I'm the Sanderson defender, they're going to keep things basic with Flowers in there. He's not going to be out there pitching the ball, running the option, or he shouldn't be, being the 3rd quarterback and not having those reps in practice. They're going to keep things basic and try to run the ball up the middle. I'm loading the box if I'm a Spartan.
That is Michael Wilkerson, who has the other touchdown for South Granville, hurt on that play. And that's a loss that at this point, South Granville just can't afford to have. Already down their starting quarterback and backup. With the injury update, we'll throw it back down to Aaron on the sideline.
We saw South Granville's starting quarterback, Nick White, come out of the game during their last offensive series. He did go to the sideline, take off his shoe on his left side, and ice his ankle. He had it propped up on the bench for most of the last series, and then just recently he came off the bench, put his shoes back on. He's been standing on the sideline, kind of hobbling around a little bit, checking to see how it feels. He looks like he's trying to get his way back into this game.
Thanks, Aaron. Just saw him there back on the trainer's table. Usually once they put ice on the ankle, you're done for the night, but you got to appreciate the guts of trying to get up and trying to go again.
Yeah, and it's, you see him over there. He put his heart and soul out in the field tonight. I mean, he was playing so hard, and you can tell how bad he wants it by the way he was finishing off the runs. And I just hate, obviously he's in pain, but you only get so many opportunities, every season for amount of games, and, to be able to go out, you want to be out there with your teammates. All the hard work you put in, you want to be out there. And Wilkerson, right now, trying to get the pain out. For these guys, it's tough seeing them down on the field or on the sideline hurt.
Especially for White, the senior, last go around for him. If maybe it was more of a drop back passing quarterback, you might be able to get him back into that game, but he's so mobile, just can't with an ankle injury.
And I'll tell you, the ankle, that can control everything when you're running, and if it's not right, it's hard to really cover that up or to be at full speed, especially in this offense, like you said.
Wilkerson back to his feet, a little bit ginger. Tough to tell if it's a strained muscle or just a muscle cramp because of what you had talked about earlier. Early in the season, he's gotten a lot of work. Late in the game here.
I think both of these teams, obviously we're going to get a winner here soon as this game closes out, but they have to be pleased with at least the improvement from last week to right now, what they've seen from their teams, and even the in-game improvement. But compared to what happened last week, a lot of strides have been taken in this game.
It seems like that's what's more important to, especially South Granville, talking about playing up a couple of classes to get their team better, not really looking at the result, looking at the improvement. Flag on the play as that ball is stripped out of the hands. Flowers lost it. South Granville able to keep possession. Deloach, the cornerback we had talked about out there on offense now, is the running back able to jump on that loose ball. We'll see what the flag was for, though. Illegal shift against South Granville. It is going to be declined. It'll be 2nd and long as we take another look.
And right now, if you're a Viking, you need an explosive play. You've got a 13 quarterback in there, backed up. You're not probably going to be able to move the ball down methodically down the field. You need somebody to step up, break a tackle, get a big play going to get some momentum, but also too, just to make the field shorter. For Sanderson, it's all about being in the right set spot, being in alignment, and then making the tackle. No missed tackles. That's got to be the key now if you're a defender.
That was the middle linebacker, Steve Smith, in there to strip it away for Sanderson. 3rd and 10, pitch to the far side. Looking to cut it back upfield. Through a couple of tackles. And will be taken down. Gain of about 5 or 6.
Number 13, Benjamin Hunt, on the run to the left side.
That was Ben Hunt, his first carry of the game.
The offensive line on the backside with some cut blocks. Front side leading the way, a couple missed tackles. Physical run. He's not able to get through.
They'll give him 6 on the run. That'll bring up 4th and 4. South Granville gonna go for it here. Runner in motion, pitch goes to him. Cut back, able to get by one tackler, but not the second one, and a turnover on downs gives it back to Sanderson.
Rolling the dice here on 4th down and trying to get the ball outside. Break, contain, get to the outside, use the speed, but Sanderson, I love what they did. They shot the gaps. The linebackers flowing through the middle. Just too many Spartans, not enough blockers for the Vikings. And now, look, 4:52 left on the clock. Great field position. You want to let this clock bleed. You want to finish it off with a touchdown, but Sanderson, it's all in their offense's hands right now. The number one key, though, protect the football.
Parker House with the tackle there to get Sanderson the ball back. South Granville going to call their first time out of the half. They're going to chat about things. Just under 5 minutes to go here in Raleigh. You're watching Friday Night Rivals. Out of the South Granville timeout, it'll be Sanderson ball deep in the Vikings territory. Ball spotted at the 24, 1st and 10. Tant under center. Hand this one off right up the middle. Nice hole for Myers as he falls forward for a gain of about 9. Actually, that was Kilgore on the carry.
And Sanderson going to the I formation there. We'll see Parker House, the fullback, with the kick-out block, and then right up the middle. This is physical football up front. Spartans.
Inside the Wake County 86 at Green Zone. Help keep Wake County litter-free, and 86 your trash. They'll also give Kilgore enough for another Lane and Associate Family Dentistry 1st down. Again, handoff right up the middle, bounced outside by Kilgore, and he's going to be spun down to the ground.
Kilgore on the run to the left side.
Should be spotted right around the 10-yard line.
Well, if I'm a defender, I'm going for the football. You know Sanderson's going to run it. You got to hold up the running back, or whoever's getting the ball, hold him up, and then other guys go swarm and try to knock the ball loose. That's going to be, the biggest thing they have to do right now is try to rip the football out. Sanderson's had 1 turnover. They got to try to force 1 more, try to give their offense the ball back.
Turnover for Sanderson came back in the 2nd quarter. It's when Christian Tant was scrambling, tried to make a play, and had the ball squirt out on him. Running backs have done a good job of holding it tight, though. Again in the I formation. Again, a handoff right up the middle for Kilgore.
Kilgore on the run.
May have gotten 1 on that one. Bring up 3rd and short.
Gains a couple and then push back.
Most importantly, though, for Sanderson, that clock ticking away, down under 3 minutes to go now.
It'll be third down.
Interesting situations. What if they don't get it here? Do you go for it or do you kick the field goal? And again, they want to get the first down here, but I expect this to be a run. We'll see his short side of the field to the left. Look at that right side, a lot of open area to run free.
Handoff's going to come near side. A couple of white jerseys there. A gain of 1 again for Kilgore. He'll be short of the first down, though. We'll see what decision will be made for Sanderson. And they're going to take a timeout. Actually, South Granville who will take the timeout.
It looked like the kicking unit was going to sprint out on the field. Now they're all standing around Coach Buck right there. But it looked like that was the initial read. Yeah, and it looked like he just yelled field goal.
With the timeout, that'll give us a chance to take a look at the saltwater seafood catch of the game. Weren't many passes in this one, but this one was huge for South Granville way back in the beginning of the game. 3rd and long, able to get the first down. This led to their first touchdown of the game.
Jimmy Hansen going across on the dig route. Nice catch, but the route to get open, cutting it off, going flat. Perfect throw for a big completion.
Your saltwater seafood catch of the game tonight. 4th and 3, the timeout from South Granville to keep that clock from continuing to run. Sanderson has brought the field goal unit out. It's only a 6-point lead because of a blocked extra point. At a 25-yard attempt, it is up and it is right down the middle. Field goal is good for the Spartans, and that pushes their lead to 9 for the Spartans.
Your new score is Sanderson 23.
Connor Sandberg, the sophomore, with a huge kick, and you could tell the confidence Coach Buck had in him. As soon as it hit 4th down, he looked for him, turned around, meaning, hey, I've got confidence in my kicker. Let's go ahead, make it a 2-score ball game. A huge execution by the kicker.
Really puts a lot of pressure on a South Granville offense who is down a couple of players to make some plays. They're going to have to make some big ones through the air.
For me, it starts right here on special teams. They've got to have an explosive play to give themselves good field position.
Time for the Lane and Associate Family Dentistry kickoff. We love to make you smile. Wilkerson back out there for South Granville. That is a bit of good news, as he had gone out during the last drive, which would appear to possibly be either lower body or cramps. Kickoff gets by the player that was back all the way inside the 10. Looking to get around the edge. Not going to happen, though. Griffin Scott on the tackle.
Stop by number 48, Griffin Scott.
That is the returner down right now for South Granville. Jimmy Hansen makes his way off as we take another look at the Saltwater Seafood scoring summary. Resulted in a field goal for Sanderson.
Kilgore started off with the run. They executed, getting 3 points on the board, making a 2-score game, but the other key there, using the clock. Only 2:08 left, and it was kind of a win-win for the Spartans there. But the with the scoreboard and with the clock, and they won in both areas.
2:08, one timeout for South Granville. Looked like they were about to go, and then Malachi Flowers back over to the sideline to have a quick chat with his head coach. There's the head coach of Sanderson, Jeremy Buck, looking for his first win, his first season here as the head coach for Sanderson. Flowers under center. Fakes the pitch, throws a little short screen. Wilkerson immediately gobbled up and taken down. Great job of sniffing that one out by McNeil.
This defense continue to play hard. Look at Parker House right there, getting underneath the pad level of the Viking O-lineman, and then the relentless pursuit to the football. Seems like after that first quarter, they really start flying around, and that defense, you know, they're big, but their speed and their instincts really took over.
Loss of 2 on the screen pass makes it 2nd and 11. Personnel changes for the Vikings. This time Flowers takes the snap, keeps it up the middle, gets back to the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage, maybe one more, gain of about 3. That'll be 2nd and long for the Vikings.
Flowers on the carry up the middle.
And a couple takeaways from me tonight is for Sanderson. You know, I think they found they've got a 3-headed monster at running back, and they know this defense, you know, can be aggressive and be physical. Their offensive line, when healthy, you know, got motivated, and I did a good job. And for South Granville, the number one key is they got to get healthy. They have to get healthy. They've got a fast defense, and they just have to find a way on the offensive side to score points, but keep their quarterbacks, you know, up.
Flowers with the pass far side. That one is going to be knocked down. Safety Caleb Harmon able to come up and get a hand on it. Bring up 4th down. Gatorade bath for the first career win in the first-year head coach. Got to be a good feeling for Jeremy Buck on that sideline, especially to get that first win at home.
Yeah, and he came over from Heritage, was offense coordinator over there, great success. Then now coming here, wanting to instill his values here, build this program up the right way.
South Granville not quite done yet. They said, hold on, it clock isn't completely at zeros. Ben Hunt able to get sprung on the far side for a big gain. And another NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics first down. Your smile is our passion.
Now, this is a reason why South Granville has been dominant with their record the past couple of seasons. They play hard. No matter what the score, no matter how much time's left, they're playing hard. They're executing. That was a big run, explosive run for the offense.
Ball at the 39. Pitch will come to the near side, looking to get around the edge. Stutter step, but the defender stayed right with him. The tackle made along the near sideline. Should do it for the ball game. Doesn't look like South Granville's going to try and get another one off. They'll go to 0-2 while Sanderson picks up their first win of the season at home, the first win for their head coach, Jeremy Buck. They're now 1-1 on the season. And even though it was a slow start for them, you could see that momentum pick up. Bigger, faster team won tonight.
The adjustments they made and challenging his team, you know, they really started to pick up the pace, especially in the second quarter. And when they got him with the Gatorade bath, it kind of looks like they got like his pants, his upper body. They hit him pretty good. But I'll tell you, that's one of the best feelings is getting a big win, especially at home to start the season here.
Sanderson gets the victory. We are going to step aside. We'll come back for the Friday Night Rivals trophy presentation, but 23-14 to final as Sanderson takes down South Granville.
Heritage Husky. Good night and drive.
Welcome back to Raleigh, North Carolina. Kyle Straub and Jay Sunhalter with you. Aaron Summers down on the field, ready for the trophy presentation, which, Aaron, it looks like a pretty excited team as Jeremy Buck picks up his first win as head coach.
This team is definitely fired up. Coach, you said that it would take a lot of physicality to play this South Granville team. How is your team able to turn up the intensity on both sides of the ball?
We talked about it at halftime, execution. Our defense bailed us out again. They played two great weeks in a row, getting us turnovers, and then we got a little bit of momentum in our run game, being physical up front, and that's what we preach, and that's what we're all about.
It's your first win as a head coach here at Sanderson.
It is.
You get the Friday Night Rivals trophy. What are you going to be able to take from this game to build off of?
We're just going to go back to the drawing board tomorrow morning. We get back to the weight room. We're going to have some fun next week.
Sounds good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kyle?
An excited Sanderson High School, now 1-1 on the season as they look forward to next week. For Aaron Summers and Jay Sunhalter, I'm Kyle Straub. Thanks for tuning in tonight. All of us would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful folks at Lane & Associate Family Dentistry, NC Assist Loan, and Riddle & Brantley, who make these games possible for you viewers at home. We'd also like to thank other great supporters for their contribution to Friday Night Rival telecast. Wake 86 at Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina, the United States Marines, North Carolina Oral Surgery and Orthodontic, Western Carolina University, A+ Tree and Crane, and Saltwater Seafood. We'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their support. South Granville High and our SOS at Sanderson High School. Tune in next Friday when Broughton Capitals take on the Cary Imps. Don't miss Friday Night Rivals. Report Friday mornings at 7:10 on Pulse FM.